It's a beautiful evening, and we are here at the City Hall. And I am your host, Hannah Yankson, and I am together with.
Eric Kawa, once again, I'm very much excited to join you actually on this red carpet as always. It's always a great time collaborating with you, and I'm sure it's going to be a very great one tonight where we are going to see a stage performance of The Throne in which we will be talking about issues on sexual and gender-based violence that is in relation to the Africa Conference on Sexual Rights, which is happening here in Freetown, the 10th edition. So they should expect a lot more things coming up.
Of course, you should expect a lot more things because here on the red carpet, it's always fun and edutainment. And Eric, you're looking so amazing. I love the suit.
So much. I wanted to ask you about your outfit as well, which is
Oh,
actually so stunning.
thank
She always
you.
rocks the red carpet
Of
and
course.
always elegant, looking so good. And I can tell you, we're doing this collaboration. In most cases, we did the Mr. and Miss FBC together,
course,
the
and the
edition of
first
Throne.
edition of The Throne.
And this is another one. Expect the best.
All right, so stay tuned with us here on AYV's red carpet on channel 33 and of course channel 34 and on DSTV 399. Stay tuned.
Still here at the City Hall, and this is The Throne, another edition of The Throne showing here at this event, collaborating with Purposeful in collaboration on celebrating women and, of course, talking about gender issues. So we have the privilege today of speaking with the playwright, the man behind this whole important play that you're about to watch. And he is no less a person but Dr. Farouk Umar Sisi. No doctor. Okay, we have the privilege of introducing Mr. Omar Farouk Sisi. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
Okay, we were fortunate to watch The Throne for the first premiere here at the City Hall, and this play talks about women empowerment, gender equality, and so many issues. Tell us what inspired this.
Basically, the inspiration is just to expand dialogue. I want people to be discussing issues of gender, issues of sexuality and sex, and just really like create a platform whereby we can start to talk about these issues and see how far it is going to take us as a nation.
All right, so when you wrote the play, what was the first thing that came through your mind about your expectations about the theater in Sierra Leone? Because it's been a while, we actually see people going to watch movies outside, because most of the time we watch movies through our phones and other ways, and this play has actually brought people together. So were you in any way expecting such thing?
Definitely, I was very active in theater back in the 80s when I started as a playwright for Baibure Theater under the tutelage of several other playwrights of that era, the likes of Ulisa Amadou Mahdi and Dele Charlie and Ahmed Bakar. You know, I was very much active, and my dream has always been to see how best we could revive theater and bring it back. Because definitely theater is very much different from a movie because of the urgency, the spectacle it has, everything put together. Theater has its own audience, has its own flavor, it has its own impact. And it speaks more to the hearts of people than other medium. That's why I was expecting, yes, that The Throne will really raise the curtain again for theater in the country.
Okay, so will you be writing more plays?
Surely, I'm working on two more plays, an old one that I have done before. I'm revisiting it, The Abandoned Child. I'm revisiting it to see how best I can standardize and release a new version of it.
All right.
Okay, coming to this event, I mean, you're collaborating with Purposeful. They're having the 10th edition of the Africa Conference on Sexual Rights, and this is a huge event. And of course, over 900 delegates are in town, 41 countries represented. How does it feel like the message you tried spreading in Sierra Leone is now going to more other places?
It is satisfying, actually, to have this audience, to have this platform, to have this privilege to work with Purposeful, a very purposeful NGO in the way they do their things. And I think this will expand the stage for us, will extend the message far and beyond Sierra Leone, that the issues of sex and sexuality, sexual reproductive health are very important, because without that, society will not be as healthy as it's supposed to be.
All right. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Welcome.
So Dr. Fatou Take is actually one of the women that I admire so much in Sierra Leone, and I must say she's my crush when it comes to education and other stuff. Hi and welcome to AYB's Red Carpet.
Thank you. Hi, thank you, Hannah, and good evening.
Yes, you're looking good as always.
Thank you. I'm in my university. I'm in the theatre group costume, so thank you.
Nice. It's colorful and nice. All right, so tell us about tonight's events. You actually did the first one earlier, and this is the second one, which has to do with purposeful, and of course the sexual gender-based violence and other things. So tell us about tonight.
Um, well, this is a wonderful play written by a Sierra Leonean, and writing the play is one, giving it life is another. And so, like when I started at the University of Sierra Leone Theatre Group, by the way. And so when we got the play, I took the play from the writer, Umar Farouk. And I said to them, very controversial themes within this play, but we need to bring the conversation to the fore. We need to have a discussion around this. And so it's full of, it's very intriguing, full of intrigues. It has to do with, like you say, sexual and gender-based violence. It has to do with discrimination. It has to do with sexual orientation. It has to do with cultural tradition. All this mixed, and it's done in such a way so that the whole essence is to have a discourse around it, bring the conversation forward so that people talk about some of these things. That's why we're doing this.
All right. So will this be continuing?
Yes, it would be. So we did this. Theatre group has been operating now for 2 years,
Okay.
and we've been doing things and having collaborations and partnerships with different entities. So having this play is due to go to Makeni, to Kono, to Kenema, to Bo. So we'll go around the country with it. But at the same time, we're going to be having other production. We're going to be having other plays. Because, we wanted to bring theatre. It's not all about watching films, but about actual live performances. And where people can relate with people, and at the same time, where people can learn, meet people real life, not just watch them on film or on the screen, but also learn messages and lessons that need to be learned.
All right, so there are a lot of people actually in the universities that have talents but are shy to be a part of the theater group and all. So can you send a message to them so that they can feel welcoming to be a part of it?
Oh yes, I think they should already know. It's the University of Sierra Leone Theatre Group, and so therefore the 3 constituent colleges of Frabe College, IPAM, and College of Medicine. The 3 colleges that make up University of Sierra Leone. But as you would know, we don't really do creative arts and things like that. We don't. So having lawyers amongst us, having people who are training to be doctors, accountants, but having this talent, they can sing, they can dance, they can act, they can do acrobatics, they can write poems, all these things put together. It tells you we're really, really blessed in Sierra Leone.
Yes,
but at the same time, we need to harness this so that people have recreational activities that they're doing. So not just go there, land your book and leave, and get your degree, but get something else, because a lot of them will end up doing something like this or acting on the big screen where they will be making their monies.
All right.
So
sounds fun and interesting. All right, so thank you.
So anyone who would want to join USL, please come on board, especially if you're a student or if you're a budding prospective student coming, because we do have some who are taking their WASCs and all. Okay, so yes, they're welcome to come and join us.
You now have one here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, so
thank you
so much.
All right.
All right, so now we have with me the very beautiful, elegant, amazing, intelligent Esther Michael. She's actually a gospel singer and, of course, the CEO of Music for Girls Initiative Africa, which I am definitely part of. You're looking amazing.
Thank you, and so are you.
Yeah, and she's also the host
And
for
I'm so
tonight.
proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Well done.
Thank
Both of
you so much.
So I think I've been involved in your growth. I've seen both of you really grow, and it's just amazing. I just want you both to keep doing what you do, and there's no stopping you. There's no limit.
Thank you so much. All right, so you are passionate about girls and your organization, Music for Girls Initiative Africa, which always push girls to actually achieve their goals and talk to them about the sexual violence and much things affecting women and girls. And tonight's play is more dedicated to that. So tell me about it.
Well, my work with girls has spanned over 7 years now, and anytime I'm asked what drives you, what inspired you, I tell them it's my life, it's my story, because I faced a lot of things growing up. And I cannot just imagine what it feels for a young girl who hasn't got a mother. Some haven't even got their fathers with them. So there's that loophole, or there's that gap. There's no guidance, there's no monitoring. There's no one really showing them the touchlight. And I had to figure so many things out myself. And I had to learn from experience, which sometimes is very tough. And that's why I started my work with girls, using music, of course, because I always tell the story. I always felt like I was not beautiful because I had a teacher who said I was not pretty, I was just fair, light skinned, as you can see. And so that took something out of me. I felt like, and I think good looks is one of a confidence factor, But that doesn't matter much. But I was just a young girl. I was just 10. So anything that is negative, we tend to hold on to it. And music really gave me a window, a voice, and built my confidence. And that's why I'm who I am today. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a lot of room to grow. But I thought that I could give back what I have or what I found and what God blessed me with. And so I can also help other girls find their voice, find their passion, find their talent and their gifting, and use it for something way bigger than just being famous and known, but being able to impact lives positively from generation to generation. So we have stronger women, bolder women, more confident women, and more productive women who, make impacts, who are also contributors to our socioeconomic development. And so that's why today's event is very important, to talk about sexual reproductive health rights. And I know it's sad what's happened in America now, the overturning of the abortion rights. Yeah. And somebody will say, oh, you're Christian, you should not have an abortion. I know that, but however, the circumstances that lead to these things. And so, I think that's why it's important to have events like this to talk about these issues. And I think it's very unfair. And when it comes to even our own fundamental human rights, no one should have right over what I do with my body or with the choices I make. If it's not affecting somebody else, again, it's the futures. Legally, a baby is not a human being until it's separated from the mother's body, So, thou shalt not kill. Anyways, let's not get into that. But that's why I'm here today. We're not saying girls should have unprotected sex and expose themselves to other vulnerable diseases, but we're saying let us make that choice ourselves. Let's make that decision ourselves. You cannot be making decision on my behalf. It's not your body. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, so now you're serving as the host for this event.
Yes.
You're so passionate about this. You spoke about how you went against all odds and decided to be strong. And the word you used at Capital Radio over the weekend to hone your skills.
Yes.
So tell us, how does it feel like being the host for this event, and what does it mean meeting this kind of huge
I
audience?
feel very honored. I'm very excited. I don't know if I'm nervous. Maybe when I see the crowd, some nerve might kick in, but it's good to put on a great show. Yes, I'm really honored. And for those who do not know, this is another part of me. I wear different hats. I'm multifaceted, multi-talented. And I'm just saying, just live your life. For me, this is an opportunity for me to just express myself again artistically, but in a more intellectual framework. And I'm happy to be here, and I hope I do justice tonight.
Of course. You just released your song, Mercy Speaks. I listened to it, Eric, and I was like, wow, I got butterflies all over my tummy.
It's international. It's
but
African. Listen,
African, yes.
you know, I have a problem with us always trying to say, oh, I thought it was not this. I thought it. No. We need to learn to be standard. I mean, it's not about, I don't know how to put it, but it has to be good. Let's strive for excellence.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
actually applauding because
I know,
when I listened
I know.
to it, I thought it was like Beyonce, someone
I
else.
know, no,
Just
of
so
course,
good.
I get your point, and I'm not saying you're trying. No. Thank you so much. But that's what I'm just trying to say. We need to come out of that space where it's it sounds international. For me, it's not so much of a credit. What you expect me to do less?
Oh, God, Mr. Michael.
You know, it's not just that it's me, but I think we need to be serious with our artistic business. And this is me, and I told you, I worked so hard. It was me pouring my whole self. I had to be ready mentally, I had to be ready vocally, I had to be ready spiritually. And so you can feel all that in the music. And this is where we need to get to. As a child of God, I think we're the head and not the tail. So anything we do, we should be on top.
Yes, all right, Mr. Michael, thank you so much for gracing the red carpet and walk like the queen as you are.
Hello, still here on the red carpet, getting more people coming. Hi, how are you? Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Stephen Morber. I work with GIZ InDev, and this is my first time coming even for this kind of play in Sierra Leone.
Oh, really? Are you a Sierra Leonean?
No, I'm a Liberian.
Liberian.
Yeah.
So good to have you here, and our neighbors right here. Tell me, you're here to attend the 10th Africa Conference on Sexual Rights and Reproductive Health, talking about issues on gender-based violence and the rest of it. And the throne also captures some of these things. Can you please tell us how is the feeling like for you?
For me, because in general, right, gender-based violence is something that we should actually look at. When it comes to Sierra Leone, I can say I'm new to Sierra Leone, so I cannot say much concerning gender-based violence in Sierra Leone. But I think this is not just about Sierra Leone, it's a global issue. So, and if this play actually portray that, and it helps to create awareness, and I think people can actually learn from it and become ambassador in various communities.
Okay, so what are you expecting? What exactly, or what particular area around gender and sexual gender-based violence that you are mainly interested in to be captured in this play?
Oh, I would say because the whole thing about sexual-based gender violence and everything is something that you cannot say, I think this part of it, but you'll have to look at the whole thing. Because I'm a father of 3. I have a girl child, so I know what it is. And this is not only limited to female being abused, also to male also can be abused. So I'm here to also learn, actually. So to learn new things and see what I can do to have these things been told to people out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your time, and we hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Make some noise for Dr.
Thank you, Lester. I'm not very good at dancing on stage, but I dance.
It really has been a great pleasure here today at the Freetown City Hall. Of course, talking to all the delegates, or most of the delegates coming from the different countries, talking about their expectations on the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. And it was a great one, Hannah.
Yes, and of course they also talks about the sexual health and their rights, because women have the right to their body. And it's so amazing to see how excited they are to come see the play, to come watch the play. And the Minister of Youth, actually I spoke with him, and he he said that this is actually a big step for Sierra Leone to have African countries here in the country. And he actually said they enjoy the cassava leaf, and it's a must for every African delegates here today to eat the cassava leaf. That's a must for them.
Definitely, that's the thing. It's about spreading the tourism, of course, trying to spread the culture of Sierra Leone to other people. You know, we've been going out for a lot of conferences. Let them start coming to Sierra Leone.
Definitely.
We're so excited, and I had a very wonderful time talking to my francophone people. And what more can I say? It's been a great one. I've been your host here, teaming up with
Hannah Yankson.
and Eric Kawa.
All right,
Tata.
bye.
All right.